everyone. Before I jump into bed, I wanted to come on and quickly review this because I'll probably forget in a few days when I come back from work. So, The Chalkman by CJ Tudor. This was our No Shelf Control book club pick for the month of June. We finished reading it all together this evening and had a really good discussion about it after. I don't think we discussed too much because really I think we were all a bit disappointed. I had a great time with it in most parts, but it wasn't like the most incredible book. So I reckon I'm sat at a 3.5 star rating for this. I love this author. I've read The Drift, I rated it 5 stars, and I read The Gathering, I think it was 4 point something, I may have rated it. So this one was a bit of a letdown in comparison to both of them, but this was her debut novel, so I think that is testament that her writing's gotten more better. Her writing style is great. It's really fast paced, really easy to absorb. I think it's just the content, I think, of this one lets it down a bit. Firstly, if you've read this along with our book club, please make sure you rate it in Fable, because then that will then put you in for a chance to pick the month of August book club pick. So yeah, make sure you're doing that. Right, so this book split into two time sections. You got 1986, you got 2016. You're following the main character Eddie. It's his POV all throughout, but you're introduced to a lot of characters. Where I absolutely loved this book and just devoured the pages was back in 1986. I don't know why, it gave me like, no, I don't mean like in the scenarios or anything like that, I just mean in the core friendship group of like Stranger Things or Stand By Me. Like you got a good young group of school friends getting up to a bit of mischief and like having their own little languages with the chalks on the floor and stuff like that. Thought it was brilliant. So I really like following that. It took me a while, I would say, to get used to the transition between the 30-year gap. It was a bit jarring to begin with, and I was like, oh, you really do need to pick up your momentum. And by then, you could have covered up the year, and I would know exactly what time slot we were in. So that was good as you went on. Then, I think where I like lessened the rating a lot is because I guessed what was going to happen. I knew as soon as this comment was made by a resident about another person, I was like, right, I think this is it. This has got to be it. Other people thought it was a red herring, so to other people it might have been a bit of a shocker, but for me, I just guessed it. And when you guess something like that, and it is like that throughout, and there's not been a lot to throw you off and look elsewhere, it's a bit disappointing. But yeah, overall, like I said, 3.5. The writing style is really, really easy to read, and I mean that in a nice way. I love this type of thrillers. I absolutely love this type of thrillers. It just wasn't for me this time. It all does get explained at the end, so there's a lot of unanswered things, and then at the end you just get like this bit of an info dump, really. You just get loads given to you, and you kind of lose that that shock value because it's all just given to you in one set piece. There's something that happens in it, and I was like, what? But because it was just like info, it was a bit rushed. But yeah, that's just my general opinion. I know a lot of other people rated it a bit lower than I did, but yeah, 3.5 stars, not too bad. If you want something incredible by CJ Tudor, in my opinion, you need to look at The Drift. I've been told to do The Burning Girls next, so I will get hold of The Burning Girls because I will get through all of her work. I've had a great time even up till now with this, so I will continue on. But yeah, if you've got any other recommendations by this author, please let me know, but please make sure you go and rate this over in Fable, and then hopefully you can get to pick August book club pick. So yeah, I will see you all later. Have a lovely weekend.